stock markets in China are continuing their roller coaster ride today. Share prices have bounced back after regulators announced a series of new measures to try to stabilize the markets. That includes a ban stopping big shareholders from selling their stocks for 6 months. The market's seen almost a third wiped off its value since mid-June. That's worth some $3 trillion. Our business editor, Stephen Carroll, has more.
The rollercoaster ride, as you say, is continuing today. Let's look at the closing figures for the Chinese markets. The Shanghai Composite opened down at the start of the day by 3.8%, but it managed to close up by almost 6% at the end, 5.79% the closing figure for the Shanghai Composite. That's its biggest one-day gain in more than 6 years. In Hong Kong, the Hang Seng Index rebounded too. It had its biggest sell-off in 7 years yesterday. Today, it's closed up almost 3.8%. Now, one trader in Hong Kong described the index there as being used like an ATM yesterday. People were just taking as much money out as possible to try and raise cash. And to try and escape the chaos that we've seen over the past couple of weeks, we've seen companies simply suspend their shares from trading, which is a pretty dramatic step for them to take. But nearly 200 new companies suspended their shares from trading today. That means that only less than half of the companies listed in China are actually trading today as well. And we also had the regulators come out at the end of business on Wednesday announcing another set of measures trying to calm the market. That includes the one you mentioned, which was the big stockholders, people who own more than 5% of a company, being told they can't sell them for more than 6 months. That applies to company directors and senior management too. Really, the idea is to try and stop this massive sell-off that's been happening all across the markets. It's the latest in a series of measures. They hadn't worked until now, but it looks like we have seen the markets finally finish this enormous sell-off.